Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Sawyer Center. SNU basketball is on the air this evening. The Crimson Storm finish off the regular season at home, taking on Southern Arkansas and Arkansas Monticello on Saturday afternoon here at the Sawyer Center. Hello, everyone. Luke McConnell and Reed Roloffs here courtside for you for the Crimson Storm. Great American Conference action this weekend as we wrap up the regular season. It's hard to believe it is already March, Reed, and the Crimson Storm coming in on a little bit of two separate trajectories here. The men have come in having won 3 in a row and 7 of 8. The women, on the other hand, have coming into this evening game having lost 3 in a row and 4 of their last 5, needing to right the ship to avoid the 8th spot in the Great American Conference Championships.
Yeah, they've struggled a little bit as of late, and that's not really exactly what you want to do when you're going into the GAC tournament. You kind of want to have some momentum to build on and really play well in the GAC tournament, but they got 2 games here at home to finish out the year. I'm sure they're happy about that, and look for them to get back on track here in a 2-game set.
Last time the Crimson Storm faced Southern Arkansas was a 64-62 loss for the Crimson Storm in Magnolia back on January 25th. The Mule Riders forced 24 SNU turnovers. The Crimson Storm were just 9 of 18 from the free throw line, as well as the Mule Riders put up 27 fast break points. It was a little bit feisty, particularly in the second half, as Kennedy Gillette picked up 2 technicals and was ejected from that game. So look for a pretty aggressive game here this evening as seeding in the Great American Conference on the line for both these teams. Southern Arkansas looking to avoid the 8th seed with a pair of wins this weekend against SNU and Oklahoma Baptist. But the Crimson Storm, again, looking to avoid that and play potentially on Friday in the conference tournament as at least the 6th seed. They will probably need to win both games this weekend in order to get there, but plenty of basketball to be played across the conference and seeding all over the place as Harding takes on Southwestern tonight. Henderson State is in Durant taking on Southeastern. So those are 2 massive games this evening along with this one here. Northwestern has been eliminated from the conference championship hunt, but they will take on Arkansas Tech up in Alva this evening as well. We spoke with SNU head coach Trent May earlier this evening, talking about this evening's game against Southern Arkansas, and here are his thoughts on Southern Arkansas and SNU tonight. Joined now by SNU head coach Trent May, discussing tonight's game against Southern Arkansas. And coach, coming off 2 games on the road last week, how's the general feel been in practice this week?
Practice has been kind of the same as far as just our girls have always done a good job. I think if it's not, I think the coaches have the ability to control practices more so than games. So practices better go. At least you have the ability to make sure they're corrected and back in line if they need to be. So, but they've done a good job and they're still attentive and still working hard and still know that there's a lot to play for.
You talked about staying positive in the postgame on Saturday. In a general sense, has this team been kind of easy to read the mood and general morale of the team?
Yeah, I believe so. All throughout the year, and the things were going so well first semester, playing well, and just a good vibe. And when you face a little adversity, the cool thing is that they're it's not unfortunately they're disappointed in where we're at, but they also know there's a lot to play for, and so they've been working hard, and there's not been any drop off as far as intensity and desire and that kind of stuff. So which is good to see. That's something you look for, and also explain on Saturday after the game that there were that the negativity isn't going to be allowed in any form or fashion. So so that's another thing is going. So they're doing they're coachable and doing a good job for the most part.
From an individual standpoint, Emily Monahan played 15 minutes on Saturday. What's her development been like this year as a freshman?
It's fun. It's fun to watch players like that who aren't concerned about playing time, and they're not hanging their heads, and she just works hard every single day. And I think every coach goes through this when you put somebody in and watch their energy level in a game, and you're going, man, we sure could have used that a while back, and you start going, you second guess yourself.
Are you making this week in preparation for your second matchup with
the
Riders?
I don't know if there's a lot of adjustments. With Sonya being out, we gotta, that's going to be a change in the lineup regardless, but that's not an adjustment to this game. We just gotta take care of the controllables, and again, we didn't at their place. We turned the ball over way too much and gave them really easy opportunities. at the same time, we also, we weren't good from the free throw line, and so those are adjustments that you, as much as you can, if those were easy to fix, they would never be a problem. And so right now, those are things that we were just trying to, not just weather the storm, but we got to get better at today. We got to, believing and taking care of the ball and knowing that that you don't have to turn the ball over. They're not going to make you do it, whether or not it's whether you're going to, relinquish your abilities to them. So we're just going to, stay true to what we've been doing, and hopefully that, today that's enough, and that's will give us, a good win at home.
It appears just in black and white numbers that you guys could score some points if you just don't turn the ball over against this team. Obviously, numbers can lie at times. Is that what you've kind of seen on tape, though, with this team?
Yeah, absolutely. Because again, they feast off the turnovers. Because when you're turning it over, you're given the ability to run up, run the court, run the lanes, do whatever they're going to do offensively, and make easy baskets. And it's obviously transition defense is crucial, but it's hard to do that in those moments when you're giving them an easy head start and run easy run to the basket. And so we just got to make sure we do a good job. If our defense is set, we're pretty good. We'll be good against this team. But man, if you just allow them to play, with their easy tempo and easy, find an easy rhythm and scoring buckets, easily off our mistakes, man, that's hard to overcome.
Things got a little chippy in that matchup in Magnolia. Have you addressed that at all with the team this week?
No, because it was there wasn't anything that there's teachable moments in that, but not enough to. I mean, it's like, hey, you know what? In that moment, sometimes the tense moments and the chippiness is required. Again, not as a detriment, and we definitely had a player ejected that game, but that was also I don't think that would happen at home. Those calls were interesting, but nonetheless, it's like to put a player in that situation and ask them again, not to do what they did is almost like, hey, don't compete. There was nothing in there that was so blatant. Like even those moments, it's not even a moment where she got taken out of the game. But it wasn't, I wasn't going to jerk her out of the game because of her actions. She's right there. It's in a competitive moment. And it wasn't anything dirty or really against the rules that get you. I mean, it was just, it's funny. You see, I watch a lot of basketball, and you see so much that goes on the guy's side, and you're going, oh my gosh, if they just, where's the equality these days? They talk about equality left and right, and you watch games being refereed just night and day different. I watch guys just pound each other. They don't make calls, and girls, man, one little thing, and if it gets just a little hairy or a little bit more, it's an automatic technical, and it's kind of comical. It really is, because it's not even close to the same. And those in real life, her fouls weren't technicals at all, not even close, not even close. Maybe warnings and coach, hey, next one, kind of stuff. But there's to immediately just go to a technical foul in both those situations is that's the difference in men's and women's basketball. It never happened in men's side.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, how does your team get back on the winning track tonight?
Oh, again, the controllables, mentioned that a whole bunch of times, I think, in our last few interviews. It's just something that we got to, it's believing in our abilities and just realizing that we really have the potential to do good things, and it's just, this team's going to, press and do all kinds of crazy things, but you got to stay in there, and it's got to be next play. It can't be like hanging your head after one mistake and, another one. It's got to be like, I regardless of what happens, I can make the right next play.
Coach, thanks for your time, and best of luck tonight against the Mule Riders.
Appreciate it.
And welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU starting lineups being introduced along with Southern Arkansas at the moment. We'll run through those for you. First for the visiting Mule Riders of Southern Arkansas. First up, number 1, junior forward Kizzy Young, 10.2 points per game, 5.5 rebounds per game. Number 2, sophomore guard Cameron Fennell, 2.7 points per game, 1.7 rebounds per game. Number 11, Fatara Kennard, 4 points per game, 2.3 rebounds per game, 63 steals this season. Number 12, Doriana Brown, 2.9 points per game, 3.2 rebounds per game. And number 20, sophomore guard Kylie Warren, 8.4 points per game and 2.6 rebounds per game. For the Crimson Storm, again without Sonia Sarda for the rest of the year with a broken wrist suffered against Harding last week. Number 2, sophomore guard J.C. Soap, 12 points per game, 3.2 rebounds per game. Number 5, Alexis Jones, 11 points per game, 7.5 rebounds per game. Number 14, junior forward Abby Nehus, 6.8 points per game, 4.3 rebounds per game. Number 22, junior guard Kennedy Gillette, 8.8 points per game, 6.1 rebounds per game. And number 34, senior forward Miriam Garcia, 8 points per game and 4.2 rebounds per game. And Reed, this is going to be a frenetic and fast pace here tonight for the Crimson Storm, as they will be facing a team that forces a lot of turnovers and deals with a lot of pressure. The Mule Riders forcing 27 turnovers per game this season and 15.3 steals per game this season.
Yeah, it's going to be a big emphasis on taking care of the ball. With the loss of Sarda, as you mentioned, they're going to need everyone to take care of the ball, and especially, like you said, they like to press and force turnovers. They're going to need some people to step up, especially their guards.
So those are the starting lineups here for us tonight at the Sawyer Center. Thanks again for joining us here on the SNU Athletics YouTube channel. For those of you looking for us on Crossover Radio Sports, having some technical difficulties there. We'll try to get up and running as soon as possible, so hopefully we'll be on the air there shortly. But keep it tuned here on the SNU Athletics YouTube channel. Time. SNU in their home whites. SNU across the front with crimson numbers and crimson lettering. And Southern Arkansas in their traveling blues. SAU across the front, white lettering and numbers with yellow trim. SNU certainly with a distinct size advantage with this matchup thus far. And Abby Nehus wins the tip, no problem. She'll send it back to Alexis Jones, and we're underway here in Bethany. Soap with it on the left wing. Now gives it to Gillette. Southern Arkansas comes out in a 2-3 zone. Garcia gets it down low, passes it back out to Gillette. 18-foot jumper is good, and the Crimson Storm on the board early here in Bethany. Kennard holding on the right wing. Now she gets it up top to Warren. Brown with it left wing. Now to Young at the elbow. Young, number 2 in the conference in field goal percentage at 56%. Brown goes into Garcia, who blocks the shot and grabs the rebound. The press is there, but Jones sprints past Brown and Fennell. Gives it to Gillette on the baseline. It's knocked out of her hands by Kennard. And we'll keep it here with 20 on the shot clock. 9:10 on the first quarter clock. Jones inbounding on the baseline. Gets it into Soap. It's knocked away and stolen by Kennard, and a jump ball forced there by Soap. It'll keep it with Southern Arkansas on the alternating possession. Jones unable to find a suitable inbound E, and the pass to Soap was knocked away and stolen. Fennell, again left elbow to Young. Drive and kick to Warren in the corner. Now back up top, Brown. Garcia giving her plenty of space. Warren, driving kick, runs into Nehus, and a foul is going to be called on Abby Nehus. A little bit of contact down low. So Kylie Warren at the line for 2 free throws, 77% foul shooter this season. Knocks down the first one with one more coming. Warren goes 2 for 2, and we're knotted up at 2 apiece. Jones being ridden hard there by Brown, and it's going to be Brown who picks up her first foul, so a foul each on the two teams here in the early going. Southern Arkansas will play a lot of players tonight. Pretty much everyone on the roster has played significant minutes at some point this season, and we will see substitutions 5 at a time for the most part. Garcia trying to go high to high. Big to big with Nehus, but throws it well outside of her range of catchability, and it goes out of bounds. So SNU with 2 early turnovers here. And we're with the score knotted at 2. Brown behind the Young screen to the right elbow. Now gets it back out to Warren. Warren working on Soap. Spinning in the lane, kicks it back up top. Fennell. She finds Brown, who drives baseline. Gets back out behind the three-point line. Warren with it, 7 on the shot clock. Brown into the paint, gives to Young. Splits the defense, goes up strong, missed the shot, and Garcia has the rebound. Soap splits the double team. Numbers for SNU if they take advantage. Gillette run off the line and pass too wide of Garcia, and Kennard has another steal. Fennell skip pass to Brown. Top of the key, Warren. Straightaway three-pointers on the way, and good for Kylie Warren. And Southern Arkansas leads 5-2, 7:30 to go first quarter. Press comes. Gillette gives it back to Soap. Soap trapped along the sideline, but gets it top to Jones. Gillette fires it into Garcia. Spins on Young and is called for traveling. First substitutions of the game for Southern Arkansas as all 5 starters come out. Ariana Gwynn, Aaron Brinkley, Diamond Morris, Alyssa Crace, and Maggie Evans in for Southern Arkansas on the line change. Gwynn hit the game-winning shot at Arkansas Tech a few weeks back. Their first win at Arkansas Tech in 15 years. She goes in and is denied by Abby Nehus. Jones is doubled at half court, and a foul going to be called on Southern Arkansas. It's going to go on Gwynn. Second team foul on the Mule Riders here with 6:57 to go in the first quarter. And Gillette will inbound on the sideline. Gets it into Jones. And Jones will hold up top, guarded by Evans. Left wing, Soap. Fakes to Garcia. Now trying to work into the lane. Kicks it back out to Jones. SNU unable to take advantage of their size inside thus far. Jones splits the defense all the way down the lane. Missed the shot. And Gwynn has the rebound. Morris into the paint. Finds Crace on the baseline. Gets around Nehus. Wild shot is no good. Nehus clears for the Crimson Storm. Jones will hold between the circles as SNU looking to get going offensively. Just 1 for 2 from the field thus far, courtesy of 4 turnovers. Gillette fires it to Garcia. Floater on the way, no good. Rebound fought for. And Gwynn has it. Quickly fires it up ahead to Morris, and a foul is going to be called on Alexis Jones. That'll be the second team foul on the Crimson Storm and the first on Jones. And the officials have stopped play for a moment as they head to the scores table about something. Not sure what the discussion is over here. But Adam Collins was spending quite a bit of time talking to the officials on one of the last possessions. It would appear that a fire alarm on the far side wall is chirping slightly. I'm not sure if the official's saying they have to rectify that before we resume play. Doesn't look like it. And we're back to action here. Probably wouldn't be the first time a fire alarm stopped play, but would be in this instance. Morris shut off on the baseline by Gillette, having trouble getting it loose. Gets it to Gwynn. Lost it, but she gets it back. She drives in, kicks to Crace on the baseline. 18-foot jumper's on the way and short, and Nehus crashes hard for the rebound. Massey Beard into the game for the first time in several weeks. Finds the cutting Nehus. Strong off the glass. It rolls off. Rebound fought for, and Gwynn coming the other way with it. Morris, left wing three-pointer on the way, is no good. Rebound fought for. Jones has it, and she's going to be tied up, and that will be SNU basketball on the alternating possession arrow. So a wild start to this one, Reed.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think it's going to be really big if SNU can find a way to get the ball inside with their height advantage. Southern Arkansas plays small and they play fast, so if you're SNU, you want to counter that by playing big and getting great looks inside.
Gillette inbounds to Jones as the starting lineup for Southern Arkansas back into the game. So already 10 players have played 5 minutes into this one. Massey Beard all the way to the bucket. Crossover dribble, and she lays it in for two. Excellent job by Massey Beard, who has not played since January 23rd against Arkansas Monticello on the road. Backdoor cut for Kennard, and she got behind Kennedy Gillette and laid it in for two. Southern Arkansas remains in front by 3, 7-4. Massey Beard steps behind the three-point line, missed the shot. Brown has the rebound. She's out and running, drifts into the corner. Up top, Warren, three-pointer on the way, is good. Kylie Warren now 2 for 2 from three-point range. She's got 8 of Southern Arkansas's 10 first-quarter points thus far. Loose ball on the ground, Brown has it. Gets it out to Fennell. Picks up her dribble, now finds Brown. Free throw line jumper on the way is good. That'll be a timeout for SNU with 4:06 to go here in the first quarter, with Southern Arkansas leading 12-4, and the Crimson Storm already with 5 turnovers here in the early going. So we'll take a short break and be right back after this here on the SNU Video Network. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU trailing early 12-4 against Southern Arkansas. 5 turnovers here in the first quarter for the Crimson Storm. They had 24 in the game back on January 25th in Magnolia. Things not exactly improving for the Crimson Storm here in the early going. Of course, without starting point guard Sonia Sarda. That's certainly going to have an impact. Gillette finds herself open in the corner, now quickly doubled. Spins away from it. It's knocked out of bounds by Kizzy Young, and it'll stay here for SNU. With 3:48 on the first quarter clock. 13 on the shot clock for SNU as JC Soap inbounds on the sideline. Southern Arkansas remains in the 2-3 zone. Nehus, top of the key, unable to do anything with it. 6 on the clock. Jones penetrates, floater off the glass is good. Good aggressive drive from Alexis Jones there. SNU snaps the 7-0 Southern Arkansas run, and now a steal for J.C. Soap. Soap one-on-one with Warren, goes all the way in and lays it in for 2. Excellent individual play by J.C. Soap there, who's 6 of 32 from the field in her last 3 games. It has been a struggle for the sophomore of late, but turning it around now. Brown tried to put up the shot, blocked out of bounds by Massey Beard. It'll stay Southern Arkansas basketball with 3:03 on the clock, 16 on the shot clock for the Mule Riders. And bounce comes up top to Warren, and she'll hand to Brown. Warren driving on Soap, shut off, now kicks it back up top. Brown, wide open three-pointer on the way, is well off to the left, and Jones has the rebound. 3 Southern Arkansas defenders with her in the backcourt. Beard has it, drives baseline, tried to get it to Gillette, unable to do so on the deflection. Now she's shut off by Warren in the corner, now gets it up to Jones. And things settle down just a bit as Southern Arkansas has gone to a man-to-man here. So, tees up a left wing 3. That's well off the mark. Massey Beard, offensive rebound, and reverse layup is good. Massey Beard making some things happen here in her first game back in a month. And J.C. Soap with another steal. One-on-one with Warren again, and she beats her to the basket and ties the score at 12. An 8-0 burst for the Crimson Storm has this game knotted at 12 with 2 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Now Gillette shoots the passing lane. And that'll take us to another line change for the Mule Riders. As Brinkley, Crace, Gwynn, Evans, and Morris back in for Southern Arkansas.
SNU has really picked up their defensive effort. You can see they're in the passing lanes doing their best Southern Arkansas impression and forcing turnovers, getting easy buckets.
Gwynn behind the Crace screen to the baseline. Runs over Massey Beard, missed the shot off the backboard, gets it back, kicks it back up to Morris. Tried to bounce it over to Crace, and a kickball going on SNU with 6 on the clock, so that'll be an unfortunate reset to 20. A good defensive help side there for the Crimson Storm. Brinkley gets it in at the right elbow and rattles in the jumper after Soap gambled on the steal. And then was unable to come up with it. Nefer Leon's in for the Crimson Storm. She gives to Massey Beard, goes all the way in, blocked by Evans, and it goes out of bounds to the Crimson Storm with 21 on the shot clock. 1:25 to go first quarter. Southern Arkansas leading 14-12. Leon tried to get it into Gillette. Instead it was tipped by Gwynn, but Gillette tipped it back to Leon. Gillette, three-pointer on the way from the corner, in and out, no good. Evans exchanges a word with Massey Beard as Beard had knocked it away. Now a poke from behind is going to be called on Nefer Leon. They're going to call that a shooting foul. Officials huddled together because one of the other officials was shocked by that as well. Trent Mays beside himself over on the sideline for that. Gwynn hits the first free throw, 68.5% foul shooter this season. Goes 2 for 2, and the lead is 4 for the Mule Riders. Pressure comes once again. Gillette, bounce pass, and Soap unable to save it. Looks like it was deflected by Evans. But Soap couldn't tell from that angle. So another turnover for the Crimson Storm, their 6th. Brinkley gets it into Gwynn with a minute to go here in the first quarter. Morris with it right wing. Drives into the lane, kicks it out. Brinkley lost it, but gets it back. Skip pass over to Evans. She'll tee up a right wing three. Nearly banked it in, but too strong. And Soap has the rebound for SNU. 43 seconds to go, first quarter. Leone picks up her dribble at the left elbow, gets it up top to JC Soap. Now Leone with it left wing. Looking for help, finds it in Gillette. Gillette, skip pass in the corner, Leone. Working on Brinkley. 4 on the shot clock, finds some space, airballs the shot, and Morris has the rebound. 15 on the clock as Morris dribbles between a couple SNU players. Gwynn finds Evans in the corner. Now Gwynn gets it back. Drives on Soap, and a foul is going to be called on JC Soap. As JC got caught with her hand in the cookie jar there, reaching across Gwynn. First foul on JC and the 4th team foul on the Crimson Storm. So 8.3 seconds to go on the first quarter clock. Southern Arkansas will inbound on the baseline. Swinging around, and Gillette comes up with the steal. 2 on the clock. She goes in on Brinkley, who blocks her from behind as the quarter comes to a close. And that'll be the end of the first quarter here at the Sawyer Center. A little bit of a lively one back and forth, but 16-12, Southern Arkansas leads at the end of one. We'll take a break and come back with the start of the second quarter here on the SNU Video Network. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Start of the second quarter, SNU trailing 16-12 against Southern Arkansas. We'll check on scores around the conference all night tonight. Southeastern up 23-14 on Henderson State. Monticello up 2 on Oklahoma Baptist. Harding 34, Southwestern 33, 4:40 to go in the first half there. Loose ball on the deck. And a jump ball is forced as Kizzy Young went to the deck looking for that one. Jump ball goes SNU's way. Emily Monahan into the game for the first time for the Crimson Storm. She played 15 minutes on Saturday at Arkansas Tech, a season high. She'd only played 14 minutes all season going into that game. She has it now as she races across the timeline. Driving kick to Garcia. Across the lane, hook shot is long. And the rebound comes down to Jerica Bell. Bell and Tamara Shaver into the game for the first time for Southern Arkansas. Shaver fires up a left wing three-pointer, missed it. Gillette has the rebound, shovels ahead to Jones. Jones with Kennard on her hip. They swing it around. Gillette, wide open left wing three is long. And Shaver's the one who comes down with the rebound. Gets it over to Fennell. And quickly the other way comes Kennard. SNU does a nice job getting back. Bell with a long free throw line jumper. Manages to roll in, and she had some nice backspin on that. Hopefully she has the same amount of backspin on her wedge shots from about 80 yards out in the fairway as well. I certainly do not, and that's why I'm not a great golfer. Alexis Jones holding between the circles with the Crimson Storm down 6. Gillette drives baseline, bump from behind, missed the shot, but she'll go to the line for 2. Crimson Storm scoreless over the last 3 minutes and change, and one for their last 7 from the field. And Reed, SNU has just been struggling a lot offensively over the last 4 losses and the last 4 games They've made just 8 3-pointers over their last 4 games and scored less than 50 points over their last 4 losses.
Yeah, they're in a little bit of a rut, and it can be tough to get out of when you just seem to be struggling offensively all around. So they need some sort of spark here to get them going back into the game, and really to finish out the season, they need to find something that works and is sustainable.
Gillette goes 2 for 2 and checks out along with Massey Beard. Julia Schwacke and J.C. Soap back in for the Crimson Storm. 18-14 our score. 8:35 to go here in the first half. Young, left elbow, drives around Schwacke all the way to bucket. Blocked by Garcia, but a foul is going to be called. It's going to go on Garcia. It'll be her first. And Kizzy Young to the line for free throws, where she's a 70.5% foul shooter this season. Young rattles in the first one. Her first points of the game. One more coming for the junior from hometown in Magnolia. Misses the second. Garcia has the rebound. Soap looking for help. Finds it in Monahan on the far side. She's harassed from behind, but able to get it to Jones. Soap penetrating down the lane. Shot off the glass. Rolls in. Excellent control in the middle of the paint by J.C. Soap. Long lead pass for Young. Manages to come down with it and missed the shot, though. She goes over the back for the rebound. No call. SNU bench wants a foul. Now near steal in the backcourt, but Jones coming the other way with it. Knocked away from behind by Kennard. Loose ball on the deck. Garcia has it. She's going to be fouled, and she'll go to the line for 2. Crazy frenetic play both ends right now. And that's how Southern Arkansas wants it. As fast and as muckety-muck as possible. Kizzy Young will check out with her second foul there. Big moment there for Kizzy Young. Again, number 2 in the conference in field goal percentage at 55.8%. Miriam Garcia knocks down the first free throw for her first points of the evening. Already 5 rebounds and 3 blocks for Garcia as well. Missed the second one long. Rebound battled for. Kennard saves it, and Shaver has it. Lead pass ahead to Jerica Bell. Got caught in no man's land, but fortunately for the Mule Riders, didn't travel. Kennard gives it to Bell between the circles. Finds Shaver right wing. Tiara Cook into the game for the first time for Southern Arkansas. Shaver drives. Floater over Garcia is no good. Garcia tips the rebound, and Soap tracks it down. Gets it quickly to Jones. She loops it ahead to Monahan. Monahan picked up her dribble just in time before getting it stolen from behind. Right wing 3 from Soap off the back iron, no good. Monahan lost the rebound off herself out of bounds with 7:01 to go in the quarter. 19-17 our score. Southern Arkansas leads. Line change for the Mule Riders here. Grace, Morris, Gwynn, Evans, and Brinkley in for Southern Arkansas. Kennedy Gillette checks back in for Julia Schwacke. SNU's done a better job handling the press of late. And now they go to what looks like a 1-2-2 zone here. Very different look for the Crimson Storm. Skip pass to Evans. Dumps it down low to Crace. Now gets it back out. Brinkley looking for anybody to move. Nobody does. She's doubled, finds Evans. Morris, top of the key 3 with 4 on the shot clock. No good. Rebound battled for. Brinkley comes up with it and lays it in. Looked like a couple SNU players deflected it away from each other there. And Southern Arkansas back on top by 4. Jones gets it, nearly traveled, but gets it to Gillette, who crosses the timeline. Jones drives in, cut off, finds Soap, top of the key for 3. In and out again, and no good. Monahan battling for that with Crace on the baseline, tie up, and the possession arrow to the Mule Riders. And J.C. Soap just unable to get anything going from deep. She's now 0 for 3 from three-point range. She was 2 of 22 from 3 over her last 4 games. SNU extending a little bit of pressure themselves. They've already gone 9 deep on their bench. Staying in that 1-2-2 zone. Lena Maladon into the game for the first time. She did not play in their matchup in Magnolia. She misses an open 3 from the right wing. And Gillette coming the other way for SNU. Leaves it for Garcia. Now Monahan. Back to Gillette. Southern Arkansas playing in a man-to-man here. Gillette, bounce pass down low, Garcia with Gwynn on her. Left-hand shot's no good, gets her own rebound. Pivots, bump, no call, off the glass, and good. Persistence pays off for Garcia, her first field goal of the game. Crimson Storm down just 2. Gwynn thought she was hit, missed the shot. Loose ball on the deck again. Monahan trying to worm away from a tie-up. But it will be SNU basketball on the jump ball situation. Reed, we saw this quite a lot in Magnolia as well back on January 23rd. A lot of loose balls on the deck and a lot of scrums.
Yeah, that's how Southern Arkansas wants to play. They want to make things uncomfortable for their opponents. And if that means turnovers, causing turnovers and pressure.
Monahan is called for a travel. Her feet did not leave the floor. And Trent May not pleased with the officiating at this point. And Southern Arkansas with the timeout. It'll be a full timeout here. And we'll take it as well. 4:59 to go, first half. Southern Arkansas leads by 2, 21-19. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU trailing 21-19 with 4:59 to go here in the first half. SNU 7 turnovers thus far, and that after having 5 in the first quarter alone. They've done a better job taking care of the basketball against the Southern Arkansas press, but just 8 of 23 from the field. Southern Arkansas 29% at 7 of 24 as Fennell loses the basketball into the SNU bench for Southern Arkansas's 4th turnover. And Reed, Southern Arkansas certainly not prone to taking care of the basketball themselves. They average 22 turnovers per game themselves.
Yeah, when you play fast like that, especially on defense, it usually translates to offense. So it makes sense why they turn it over so much and they generate turnovers.
Kennard pestering Monahan up top, gets called for the hack. It'll be her first, 3rd foul on Southern Arkansas. Reed, no game better exemplifies that than the game against Harding back in the fall. They forced 47 turnovers against the Bisons while turning it over 39 times themselves. 87 turnovers in the game. Garcia steps around Bell and lays it in with the left hand, and we're tied again at 21. Fennell quickly into the front court. Leaves it for Warren, who's got 8 points tonight. Now Bell with it at the right elbow. Pivots away from Garcia. Now Kennard behind the Bell screen, diving down the lane, kicking the corner. Shaver, three-pointer on the way, is no good. Bell got position on Jones, got the offensive rebound, and lays it in. Gillette looking for help, gets it into Soap. SNU quickly gets it up into the front court, 3-on-2 break. Jones all the way to the basket, blocked by Bell, but a late foul coming from up top. And that'll send Alexis Jones to the line for 2 free throws. First foul on Bell and the 4th team foul on the Mule Riders. Jones 68% from the foul line this season. Has alternated double figures and single digits in the scoring column over the last 9 games. Just 5 points and 6 rebounds against Arkansas Tech on 1 of 8 shooting from the field. She is 1 for 2 at the line, and the lead is 1 for the Mule Riders. Kennard with it. Now they swing it around the perimeter. SNU again in a zone defense here. Fennell nearly lost it, and then she does lose it, out of bounds. Excellent pressure there from Garcia coming up from the bottom of that zone to help out. Braden Hill for Southern Arkansas into the game for the first time tonight. Just when you think there weren't any more players on that bench, they come up with another one. Monahan, right wing, looking for some help. Gives it to Garcia. Gives it back to Monahan between the circles. Monahan directing traffic, trying to get some help. Dumps it to Garcia at the foul line. Tried to wrap around to Jones, but Kennard stepped in front of it. It was a step too late. Kennard to Hill. Back to Shaver. Top of the key, Warren. Hill looking for the angle. Dumps it down low to Jerica Bell. Turn around in front of Garcia is no good. Garcia snatches down her 7th rebound. Jones picked up her dribble in the backcourt, but got it ahead to Garcia. Gillette tried to force it down low to Garcia. She somehow came up with it and laid it in for 2. And SNU on the high side at 24-23. 2:09 to go, first half. Warren, deep 3 from the top of the key is no good. And a late bump from Monahan on the three-pointer is going to send Kylie Warren to the line for 3 free throws. So late, kind of a lazy closeout there from Monahan. And enough contact to give that official reason enough to blow the whistle. Line change here for Southern Arkansas. So Kylie Warren at the line for 3 free throws. She's a 77.2% foul shooter this season. So Warren goes 1 for 3 to tie the score back at 24 with 2:04 to go. She checks out, Aaron Brinkley back in. So Morris, Evans, Gwynn, Crace, and Brinkley, the 5 on the court right now for Southern Arkansas. Gillette working against 3 in the backcourt, and a foul going to be called on Ariana Gwynn. That's going to be the 5th team foul, so that'll send Kennedy Gillette to the line for 2 free throws. Second foul on Gwynn. Gillette 2 for 2 at the line thus far. Knocks down the first. And one more coming. Missed the second one Off the rim, no good. And Southern Arkansas back with it. Down by 1:50 to go first half. Hill, top of the key. SNU flying around defensively here in this zone. Nearly a steal there from Gillette. Hill gets inside, kicks it out. Morris, run off the three-point line by Nehus. Blocked by Garcia, but a foul going to be called. Garcia can't believe it. SNU bench can't believe it. Official says she got her down low with the body. Second foul on Garcia, who's got 7 points and 7 rebounds along with 3 blocks thus far. Massey Beard will check back in. Morris is short with the first free throw, but gets it to clamber off the backboard and in. 69% at the line this season, averaging 18.3 points per game over her last 3. She goes 2 for 2. And on the teeter-totter we go. Southern Arkansas back up by 1. Gillette fires it to Beard at the foul line. Gives it back to Soap. Now Gillette gives it to Beard, who breaks the press and gets it across half court. Jones nearly lost it, but gets it back. SNU swinging it around the perimeter. Gillette has it now. Now Beard, top of the key. Jones drives inside. Kick out Soap. Run off the three-point line. Steps back. Pulls the trigger for 3. No good. And Hill has the rebound. Southern Arkansas running as we're under a minute to go. Hills pulls up short of Beard. Lost the basketball. Rips it away and is called for traveling. Excellent defense there by Massey Beard, standing her ground on the block. So 6th turnover for Southern Arkansas. Inbounds comes to Soap for SNU. Gillette, slow bounce pass. Hill with the steal, over to Evans, and she lays it in. Just a little bit too slow, and now Hill gets around Jones, but a foul going on Braden Hill. So Alexis Jones will go to the line for 2 free throws on the other end with 37 seconds to go in the first half. Jones 1 for 2 at the line today. 3 points thus far. Knocks down the first, and one more coming. Jones goes 2 for 2, and the deficit is 1. SNU extending some full court pressure of their own here. Morris gets it in front of the SNU bench, now fires it to Crace on the baseline. Back up top, Hill. Maladon, as Southern Arkansas swings it around. Hill will take some dribbles here on the SNU logo. 10 on the shot clock. Maladon in the middle of the paint, kick back out. Morris, three-pointer on the way, is off the back iron, no good. Gillette has the rebound. She's called for traveling. She took a little hop before she put the ball on the ground, so Southern Arkansas with the final shot here with 9 seconds to go before halftime. Morris inbounding, fires it up top to Maladon. Maladon drives on Soap, is bumped. Foul's going to be on Massey Beard. It's on the pass, so no free throws at the moment. 4th team foul on SNU and the first on Massey. So 4.5 seconds to go. 28-27 our score. Southern Arkansas with the lead. Morris's pass goes into the backcourt. JC Soap all by herself all the way to the bucket, lays it in. And that's how the half's going to end with the Crimson Storm on top. 3rd steal of the first half for JC Soap. And SNU goes into the locker room on a high note and with a 1-point lead at 29-28 here at the Sawyer Center. And Reed, SNU weathered the early storm and right in this one.
Yeah, they did a great job holding onto the ball in the second quarter and making great passes, and resulted in some easy buckets for them.
We'll take a quick break, and actually we'll go ahead and have SNU men's head coach Adam Bohach join us here at the table and get his thoughts on tonight's game. So we'll go ahead and step aside for just a quick moment and come back with SNU head coach Adam Bohach. And joined now by SNU head coach Adam Bohach discussing tonight's game against Southern Arkansas. And Coach, you guys, looking back to Saturday, you guys had tremendous balance. We talked about it in the post game, but how dangerous can you guys be when things are that balanced and that well put together?
Yeah, I think, we want those two guys, doing more of it, and it was just kind of a combination of the way Arkansas Tech was guarding us, but it'll always start with Jonathan and Micah and kind of go down the hill from there.
Last week of the regular season, hard to believe we're already at this point. You talk about using every day to get better and to improve. How have you felt that you guys have gotten better this week?
Yeah, I think it's been a good week of preparation. Guys worked hard. I think we're locked in and kind of understand what's at stake, and so I'm looking forward to watching us play tonight.
Ashton Charles has been working back from that injury he suffered against Arkansas Monticello for a few weeks now. What's his progress like, and do you hope to have him tonight or at least this weekend?
Yeah, he's been getting better every day, Luke, and has had some moments where he's showed some flashes of looking a lot like the Ashton of old, and so, that's certainly encouraging and definitely a positive thing for us, moving forward.
You guys lost a tough one in Magnolia. You've mentioned multiple times just not a great showing from your guys. What exactly went wrong in that game?
Yeah, there was a bunch of it. They were better prepared than us, Luke. They were better coached and played harder than us and were more physical than us and tougher than us. And, they guarded us really, really well, and then they whipped us, on the backboards, and just kind of that game was played on their terms with their flavor, just from the tip. And so we'll have to do a much better job of kind of getting the game to be played on our terms tonight.
And what kind of would you say that your flavor would be for this matchup?
Yeah, we'll have to get back and get set. They're fast, and then we'll have to limit them to one shot. I mean, those are two things that I think will be really important. Defensively they're really good. You can't break them down on the first side, and so we're going to have to move that thing and get to the second, third, fourth side but before there's a chance to maybe create a good shot.
What are some ways that you guys have gotten tougher as a team since then? Obviously, Mike and Nick have played a ton of minutes since that game. Those guys bring a lot of that to your squad.
Yeah, I think it's every day you're trying to get tougher, and it's not like we weren't tough before. We weren't tough enough on that day, and maybe we were tough on Saturday. You don't get to use Saturday's toughness for today. And so when that thing's shot today, you're going to have to turn and run into somebody, and they're going to run into you, and then you're going to have to turn and grab that thing with two hands. And you got to do that over and over again. And doing it once doesn't make you tough. Doing it every single time is what makes you tough.
Obviously, you guys don't talk about it as a squad, but a lot of championship implications tonight and this whole weekend, really. But everybody's obviously aware of that. How do you maintain focus, or is just not talking about it the way you do that?
No, I mean, the guys know what's on the line. They've played themselves into this position, and here we are at home with 2 to go, and you win them both, and the league is yours. And so it's one at a time, and it's playing 40 minutes of really good ball tonight. And I know that's what the guys are excited to try and do.
What's the biggest key for you guys tonight?
Yeah, I think it's those things we mentioned, Luke. We need to get our defense set. We got to guard them without fouling. We can't just let them punk us inside, and they're very capable of doing that, and then limit them to one shot. And then when we get it back, we're going to have to go 2, 3, 4 sides of the floor to try to create a good shot and have some patience to do that, and then also be strong enough with the ball not to turn it over. They can turn up on you and get after you a little bit, and so I think those will be things that will be important tonight.
Coach, thank you very much for your time. Look forward to seeing you guys on the court here right after the women's game. Again at halftime, 29-28, SNU with the lead. We'll take a break and come back with first half stats and analysis and get you ready for the second half of action here at the Sawyer Center. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back to halftime here at the Sawyer Center. SNU leading Southern Arkansas 29-28 at the half. Luke McConnell, Reed Roloffs here with you as the Crimson Storm back on the floor getting loose for the second half. And Reed, SNU was struggling with the turnovers early. That pressure from Southern Arkansas certainly makes things difficult, but they righted the ship a little bit and were able really to come out looking pretty good at the end of the first half there.
Yeah, I think they figured out something in the second quarter. Southern Arkansas wants to put pressure on you and force turnovers, and anytime they do that, you're not getting a shot attempt, which obviously results in less points. So they were able to figure something out, and I think a lot of pressure is going to be on Alexis Jones to really get him out of trouble with the press, as she's their point guard, and she does a great job handling the ball. So they've done a nice job in the second quarter, and you hope to see that continue into the second half.
Crimson Storm shot 40.7% from the field in the first half, 11 of 27. They were 0 for 7 from three-point range. J.C. Soap 0 for 4, and the struggles continue for the sophomore from Stillwell. And you see her over on the top right of your screen there talking with head coach Trent May, and no doubt some words of encouragement from head coach to sophomore shooter there. And she's now 4 of her last 26 from 3, but she does have 3 steals and 8 points, Reed. 3 breakaway layups in the first half, all coming off of those steals.
Yeah, she's really made an impact in a different way. When your shot's not falling from deep, we know she's a great shooter, and she's been that in her SNU career, but she's going through a little bit of a slump right now, but she's found a way to make an impact when her shot's not falling, and that's exactly what great players do.
SNU 7 of 10 from the foul line in this one as well. Southern Arkansas 31% from the field, 2 of 10 from three-point range, 8 of 11 from the foul line. Crimson Storm dominating in the paint, 20-12. Southern Arkansas 9 points off 10 SNU turnovers. SNU 8 points off 7 Southern Arkansas turnovers. Southern Arkansas 10-9 in fast break points and 6-5 in second chance points. So all things pretty even across the board thus far. Individually, SNU, J.C. Soap, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, 7 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks from Miriam Garcia. She did pick up her second foul late in that second quarter and had to sit for the last couple minutes there. 5 points each for Kennedy Gillette and Alexis Jones, and 4 points off the bench for Massey Beard. Her first action in a month's time. Good to see her back on the court. She brings a ton of energy to the squad, Reed.
Yeah, she did a great job in the first half. She had 4 points, but her impact seemed greater. And I saw on a number of occasions, played great team defense, great help defense, and really sparked her team early in the first half.
On the other side, Kylie Warren leading the way for Southern Arkansas. 9 points. She's got 2 3-pointers, the only 2 3-pointers of the game thus far for the Mule Riders. 4 points each for Aaron Brinkley, Diamond Morris, and Jerica Bell. 2 points each for Ariana Gwynn, Doriana Brown, and Fatara Kennard, and Kizzy Young a single point. 2 fouls each on Ariana Gwynn and Kizzy Young in that first half. So we'll see what the second half holds for those two in particular. Kizzy Young, who is one of the best shooters percentage-wise in the conference this season. So we'll see how that plays out, as Young has scored in double figures in 9 of the last 12 games, scoring 12.5 points per game over that time and shooting 58% in those 12 games. So Reed, as we wind down to the start of the second half, let's take a look at scores across the conference. Again, a massive night in the conference seeding-wise. The 8 women's teams that are going to Bartlesville have already been decided. So coming into tonight, you had Harding up top by themselves at 15-5, Southwestern and Southeastern at 14-6, Henderson State and Arkansas Tech at 13-7, Arkansas Monticello and SNU at 12-8, and Southern Arkansas at 10-10. Again, SNU would be the 7th seed tonight if the tournament started tonight, and could fall into the 8th slot with an 0-2 week. But a win here tonight would solidify them as at least the 7th seed, and possibly as high as 6, possibly 5, depending on how things play out. There's a lot at stake this weekend here as far as seeding goes. Southeastern leads Henderson State, 8:11 to go, third quarter, 57-44. The Savage Storm shooting 51% from the field, 14 of 14 from the foul line. East Central 35, Ouachita 27. The Tigers have won 4 in a row, and their matchup on Saturday against Henderson State is a spoiler's delight, as East Central not going to be in the tournament, but they're playing as well as anyone in the conference right now. Monticello all over Oklahoma Baptist, 41-23. Doesn't look like it's going to be 80-30 like it was in Monticello, but Monticello well on their way over in Shawnee. 58-58 the score in Weatherford. 3 minutes to go, third quarter. It's an offensive showcase there for both schools. Combined 17 three-pointers made thus far. And Northwestern up 11 over Arkansas Tech. 5 minutes to go, third quarter. Northwestern looking to play spoiler themselves. Bailey Brown already with a double-double of 19 points and 12 rebounds. Back to action here. Thanks for joining us here on the final weekend of the GAC regular season. Crimson Storm and Mule Riders going at it. Arkansas Monticello will be here on Saturday. We'll have full coverage for you. Luke McConnell here alongside Reed Roloffs. Jason Gully and Dylan Bauer here with us, as well as our faithful crew has been all semester long. Kizzy Young left elbow jumper is good over Abby Nehus. Kizzy Young's first field goal of the game. And Southern Arkansas quickly back on the high side at 30-29. Garcia gets it across the timeline, shovels to Jones, working on Kennard. Now Soap top of the key. A light double team comes. She finds Gillette. She'll drive baseline all the way to the bucket and lay it in for 2. Easy drive there for Kennedy Gillette down the baseline. Long lead pass up ahead. It goes over the head of Kizzy Young and out of bounds. So a quick turnover there for the Mule Riders, trying to force things a little too much. It'll be SNU basketball with 30 on the shot clock and 9:13 to go, third quarter. Jones in the middle of the floor, bumped and fouled by Kennard. And that'll be the second foul on Fatara Kennard.
SNU looks much more comfortable breaking the press than they did early on, and I think that'll be big for them as they continue here in the third quarter.
Soap inbounding beside the SNU bench, gets it in to Jones. Back to action we go. Entry pass to Garcia at the foul line. Turnaround jumper on the way and good. She fumbled it, but managed to regather and had plenty of time to score the basketball there. Garcia now with 9 points. Brown. Entry to Young at the foul line. Now gets it back. Three-pointer on the way from Brown is very short. Gillette tracks down the rebound, and she's racing into the open court. It's a race to the bucket. Lets Brown fly by. She grabs her on the way by, and Gillette will go to the line for 2 free throws. Excellent job letting traffic clear by Kennedy Gillette. And she'll head to the line for the 5th and 6th time tonight. She went 4 of 6 from the foul line on Saturday against Arkansas Tech. That was her most attempts and makes since the Central Oklahoma game back in the second game of the season. She's 3 for 5 tonight after she missed the first one. She goes 1 for 2, and the SNU lead is 4. It's their biggest of the evening. Fennell, left wing. Jones giving her plenty of space. Now gets it to Warren. They swing it around to Kennard. Young at the right elbow. Is to Brown. Not going to try the 3 this time. Brown looking for help. Finds it in Warren. Puts it up off the glass. Too strong. Jones has the rebound for SNU. Jones sprinting the other way. Leaves it for Soap. Now to Gillette. She'll drive. And she traveled. Took one too many steps trying to get past Kizzy Young for an open shot. And a line change coming here for Southern Arkansas. 5 in, 5 out. Southern Arkansas coach Adam Collins told me in Magnolia this was always the way he intended to play with his program. Just didn't have the players in place a season ago to do that. It was a rough year for Southern Arkansas last year, just 3-25, 2-20 in the conference. But this style of play has turned things around as Gwynn gets the wild shot off the glass to go over Jones. Southern Arkansas 16-10 coming into this game and 10-10 in conference play. So fires it to Garcia. Tried to force it into Nehus. It wasn't there. Loose ball on the deck. Brinkley has it. And then she lost it. Nehus is still down there. Batted around, and Gwynn coming the other way. Driving kick. Morris, left wing three-pointer on the way. Off the back iron, no good. Gwynn tracks down the rebound in the corner, and she's bumped into the bench by Soap. That'll be JC's second foul, and the first on the Storm here in the second half.
For second personal foul, team foul number 1.
Reed, we heard Coach Trent May talk in the pregame about the controllables, and one of those has been just keeping a cool head on offensive rebounds and things like that as Gwynn misses the shot. Gillette has the rebound tipped over to Jones. Gillette crosses the timeline. Brings it back out. Man-to-man pressure here for the Mule Riders. Behind the Garcia pick. Gives it over to Jones. Entry pass Garcia. Thought about dumping it down. Instead pulls up. Missed the shot long. And Brinkley has the rebound. Cross-court pass for Morris. No pressure. She lost the basketball. Stripped away by Gillette. 3-on-1 break. Gillette leaves it for Soap. She goes in with the left hand and scores. Gwynn quickly up ahead. Evans gets it back. Cross-court skip past Morris. Nearly stolen by Gillette. Instead, Morris drives in. Missed the shot terribly. And a late whistle called on JC Soap well after the shot had hit the backboard. That's her third. And Massey Beard and Emily Monahan will check in for Garcia and Soap. Tamara Shaver in for Maggie Evans.
Tamara Shaver for Southern Arkansas. At the line, Diane Morris, shooting 2.
Morris knocks down the first free throw. One more coming for the freshman from Sheridan, Arkansas. She goes 2 for 2. The lead is 2 for the Crimson Storm. 36-34. 6:15 to go for a third quarter. Jones trapped in the backcourt. Strong screen set by Gillette on Morris. And SNU with numbers. Jones got caught in the middle of the paint and threw it away. Now Massey Beard with the near steal. She almost went through the scorer's table going for that one. The Southern Arkansas ball over there on the far side as PA announcer Mark Brown goes down. Looks like everybody's okay over there. Everybody having a good laugh at the table. So back to action here. Brinkley, top of the key. Now Shaver with it. SNU back in that 1-2-2 zone they employed in the first half. Brinkley will fire up a left wing three. That's long. Gillette, another rebound. That's her 6th. Gillette had a career-high 15 rebounds against Harding last Thursday. 7 of those on the offensive glass. Monahan doubled, dumps it to Beard. Top of the key, Gillette. Run off the line by Crace. All the way to the bucket. Floater over Brinkley's no good. A lot of contact there. Nehus tips the rebound to Gillette. And a fresh 20 for SNU. Beard drives in. Floater over Brinkley. This time is blocked. Nehus hacked. And she'll go to the line for 2. SNU battling inside. Working hard on every possession. No question about that. Just haven't been able to get the shots to fall quite as often as they'd like. Now 3 of 7 here in the third quarter. And 3 turnovers here in the third quarter as well. But Nehus at the line for 2 free throws. She was 4 of 6 at the line against Arkansas Tech on Saturday. Her most free throws since here against Harding back on January 11th. Missed the first. She's shooting just 49% from the line this season. And an odd drop-off after shooting 70% a season ago. One more here for the junior from Mustang, looking for her first points of the night. And she rattles in the second free throw. And the lead is 3 for SNU, 37-34. And Gillette with the steal on the Fennel pass to Bell, and she goes in and lays it in. SNU extremely opportunistic tonight. Fennel lobs it over Gillette this time to Bell. Bell, left wing, cross-court skip pass, Kennard. Now Young on the baseline. Didn't like the look to Warren. Another skip pass to Fennel. Foul line, Warren. Works inside, floater over Nehus. Off the glass, off the rim. Beard has the rebound. And she tried to bounce it over to Nehus, and it goes out of bounds. And that'll be a turnover SNU and take us to a timeout on the court. 4:29 to go, third quarter. SNU slowly but surely stretching the lead ever so slightly. 39-34 our score. We'll take a break and be right back after this on the SNU Video Network. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. SNU leads by 5, 4:29 to go, third quarter. That turnover on the Crimson Storm, their 4th of the quarter, 14th of the game. SNU was bad in offensive display as they had on Saturday against Tech. They did only have 14 turnovers. Bell's wraparound pass to Young somehow stays in bounds. Braden Hill drives down the lane, kicks out Kennard. She'll drive on Gillette and get it back outside the three-point line. Drives again. Tried to dump it over to Young. Pass deflected out of bounds. Looked like it was off Nehus, but the official says it was off Kizzy Young. So a break there for SNU. Gillette into Jones. Splits the double team and races into the front court. All the way to the basket. Too strong with the left hand. Monahan comes flying in. Jones gets it back. Missed the shot, and she's fouled. Kind of a hammer away at things move there, both from Jones and Monahan. Jones just basically took it end-to-end looking for contact. Monahan just flew in and disrupted things enough for Jones to get the offensive rebound, and Jones just threw it right back up, and she's at the line for 2. 3 for 4 there this evening. Left the first one short. As SNU's struggles at the foul line continue. 63.9% for the year. And 63% in conference games. Both of those, as you can guess, are last in the league. As Jones goes 0 for 2. A missed opportunity there for the Crimson Storm to lengthen this lead. Monahan at the top of this 1-2-2 zone now. And a timeout called by Coach Adam Collins. Not pleased with the lack of movement there. And it'll be a full timeout. So we'll take it too. Be right back after this. 39-34 our score, 3:45 to go, third quarter. This is the SNU Video Network. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. 3:45 to go, third quarter. SNU with a 5-point lead. And read this zone that they've employed. I mean, it looks like a 1-2-2 zone, but they're certainly not afraid to be a little flexible with it. But it's definitely throwing Southern Arkansas off.
Yeah, whether it's a 1-2-2 or a 3-2 zone, Southern Arkansas has not found a way to score successfully. So they've done a nice job and really thrown a loop in what SAU wants to do on offense.
Nice job by Monahan staying in front of Hill, but the deflection kicks off her heel out of bounds. So it'll be Southern Arkansas ball with 7 on the shot clock. Southern Arkansas can't decide who's going to throw it in. Warren wins the honors, sends it up top to Bell. Bell hands off to Warren. And that's going to be a shot clock violation, as Southern Arkansas had no clue that the clock was that low. Excellent defense there by the freshman Monahan once again. And Reed Monahan yet to score this season in 7 games action, but she has brought a lot of energy to this game and brought a lot of energy on Saturday as well. And you heard Coach Trent May in the pregame talk saying that, you know, sometimes you win some, you lose some as far as making those decisions on when to play somebody for energy. Pass finds Janet Gillette wide open in front of the rim, and she puts it over the front for 2. 7-point lead now for the Crimson Storm. Bell, top of the key. She'll fire up a 3 from there. No good. Rebound battled for, and Nehus has it. Quickly doubled, steps through, and Jones has it. Jones spins away from Hill. Fires it in the corner. Monahan 3 on the way. No good. Nehus, offensive rebound. She goes up. She's fouled and will go to the line for 2. SNU starting to assert some authority in this game right now, Reed.
Yeah, they've done a great job of, they look like they're playing with more energy than Southern Arkansas, and that's Southern Arkansas's calling card is energy and disruption, and SNU has countered that and put a little punch in it themselves.
Line change for the Mule Riders. That foul on Kennard, her 3rd, and the 5th team foul on the Mule Riders. SNU just a single foul here in the second half. So Abby Nehus back at the line for 2 free throws. She was 1 for 2 her last trip. Long on the first one. Nehus looking to split the pair here. And she does just that. 42-34 our score. It's a 6-0 run for the Crimson Storm over the last 3.5 minutes. SNU still without a 3-pointer tonight. 0 for 8 thus far. And they've had several really good looks. Gwynn splits the defense, floater over Nehus, hit the side of the backboard. Nehus has the rebound. Jones up ahead, 4-on-3 break. She'll dribble it back out and look for help. She'll drive all the way to the bucket. Left-hand layup is good! And the lead grows to 10 for the Crimson Storm. And now a steal from Gillette. Gwynn reaches across Gillette and prevents the fast break with a near steal of her own, but it'll be SNU basketball here on the sideline in front of us. But the 8-0 run for the Crimson Storm has pushed the lead to 10, their biggest of the night. Tiara Cook checking in for Alyssa Crace. So Jones with it in the backcourt, 1-on-1 with Gwynn. She works it across the timeline. Now Gillette right wing, trying to get free of Morris. Pass a little behind Monahan, but she gets it to Beard. Gillette calling out for the screen, goes away from it. Down the lane, floater is no good. Looked like Cook might have gotten a piece of it. Or excuse me, Shaver. Long lead pass ahead for Morris. Morris has it ripped away from behind by Gillette, and another steal for Kennedy. And then she tried to bounce it over to Jones, and a tie-up is forced there by Cook. It'll stay SNU basketball. Doriana Brown checking in for Morris, and Miriam Garcia will check in for Nehus for SNU.
And Miriam Garcia for Abby Nehus.
So SNU basketball, 23 on the shot clock, 1:35 to go here in the third quarter. Zone defense here for the Mule Riders. Monahan dumps it to Beard at the right elbow, sends it back out to Gillette. Gillette bounces it over to Jones, nearly stolen by Shaver. Monahan has to force up a three-pointer as the shot clock was winding down, and she rattled it in. Her first points of her SNU career come at a huge moment. Shaver steps inside the three-point line and stops the 11-0 run at 5 minutes. But the lead still 11 for the Crimson Storm after that three-pointer from Monahan. Monahan all the way in, fouled from behind by Brinkley, and Emily Monahan to the line for free throws.
Yeah, you love to see that. She's playing with so much energy and really helping her team on both ends of the floor, and good to see her knock down her shot and get back to the line.
Monahan has missed her only 2 free throws of the season. First one's up and good. And one more coming for the freshman from Melbourne, Australia. Am I obligated to say Australia every time? Missed the second one, though. Brinkley has the rebound. 12-point lead for SNU, 48-36, 45 seconds to go third quarter. Gwynn steps right into a right-wing three-pointer. It's short. Monahan nearly had the rebound, but Shaver stepped on the baseline going for it. It'll be SNU basketball. Interesting that the official out top called out someone on the baseline, but guess he saw it clearly. Neferleone in for Alexis Jones. Inbounds comes to Monahan. She splits the defense and is fouled from behind. Foul's going to be on Tiara Cook. Her first, and the foul will send Monahan back to the foul line with 36.7 seconds to go in the third quarter. First one rattles in and out. But one more still to go here. Oh for 2 there. SNU now 11 of 22 from the line tonight. Timeout called by Adam Collins. With 29 seconds to go here in the third quarter. It'll be a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Reed, SNU's doing a lot of things right tonight. 22 foul shots. Now, making half of them could be better. They're 4 of 12 here in the third quarter alone, but a very balanced scoring sheet right now for the Crimson Storm.
Yeah, they've done a great job offensively here, but I would want to talk about their defense. Their 1-2-2 zone has really caused problems for Southern Arkansas, and that's led to easy buckets for SNU on the offensive end. So defense leads to offense, as they say, and that's exactly what's happened here tonight.
SNU's forced 7 turnovers here in the second half against Southern Arkansas and have held the Mule Riders to just 8 points, 3 of 11 shooting here in the third quarter. Crimson Storm are dominating in the paint right now, 32-14. They've only averaged 25 points in the paint over their last 4 losses in this 4 losses in 5 stretch. Shaver gets it to Gwynn, back at half court, 16 on the shot clock. About a 6-second difference game to shot clock right now. Brinkley, top of the key, forces up a three-pointer, and she's going to be fouled by Gillette, who got caught with her hand right on the wrist as Brinkley went up. So Aaron Brinkley going to the line for 3 free throws here with 13.8 seconds to go in the quarter. Maggie Evans checking in for Tamara Shaver. Brinkley 61.5% foul shooter this season. Will have 3 shots here for the Mule Riders. She knocks down the first. Quick score check here. Southeastern up by 15, 75-60 into the third. East Central up by 12, 4:49 to play. Monticello up by 26 over in Shawnee over Oklahoma Baptist. Southwestern 77, Harding 75 with 2:11 to go. And Northwestern 78, Arkansas Tech 64 with 3:30 to play. Brinkley sinks all three. It's a 9-point game. Nefer-Leon has it, gets it to Gillette, lost it, and Cook saves it. Evans has it, stolen away by Monahan. 6 on the clock. 3-on-1 break. Bounce pass over to Leon. Knocked out of bounds by Hill with 2.1 seconds to go. It's a good look from Monahan, but excellent hustle there by Braden Hill to prevent the fast break layup. Leon inbounding on the baseline. Gets it into Gillette. Puts up the 10-footer. It's long, and that's how the third quarter will end. But a very positive third quarter for the Crimson Storm, as they rattled off an 11-0 run to take a lead as big as 13 in the period. And we'll head to the final quarter up 48-39 against the Mule Riders of Southern Arkansas. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center. Start of the fourth quarter, as SNU leads 48-39 over Southern Arkansas. Alexis Jones and J.C. Soap back into the game for the Crimson Storm, as Nefer-Leon and Emily Monahan take a seat. Same five out there for Southern Arkansas out of the break. Gwynn gets it to Brown. Now Brinkley lost it out of bounds. Turnover, Mule Riders. Their 17th of the night. Crimson Storm sitting on 15 themselves. On pace for 20, but still a little bit better than the 24 they had in Magnolia. That pass deflected in the backcourt, stolen by Gwynn. Now Shaver with it, gets it over to Brown, blocked from behind by Garcia. I think Gillette bumped from behind. No call. She can't believe that there was no call there. And two quick turnovers to start the quarter for SNU. So much for on-pace guy. So Southern Arkansas basketball, 30 seconds gone by in the quarter after a litany of turnovers there. Brown with it on the right wing. Skip pass to absolutely no one, and it goes out of bounds. So 4 turnovers here, Reed, in the first 44 seconds of the fourth quarter.
Yeah, it just shows us that we have no idea what we're talking about when we're just encouraging both these teams to take care of the ball.
Jones again tried to loop it ahead to Gillette. Massey Beard was able to save it for a moment, and then Cook came up with the steal off the deflection. Gwynn, floater in the lane, is good, and after a minute and 5 turnovers, we finally have points here in the fourth quarter. Gillette up ahead, gives it to Soap, trying to get it to Jones, but waited too long. Gillette rips it away from Brown, and a foul is going to be called on Doriana Brown for crowding space on Gillette. So the foul on Southern Arkansas's Doriana Brown. That's her third first team foul in Southern Arkansas. But the officials are going to go to the monitor to check a high elbow from Gillette as she was trying to create some space. And Reed, we haven't seen the feistiness that we saw in Magnolia. Things have been pretty intense and frenetic, but haven't been chippy, which has been, certainly a positive thing here tonight.
Yeah, you never want things to get out of hand like they did in Magnolia. You want teams to play hard, but also under control, and they've done that tonight.
Of course, this review would be about something Kennedy did, as she was the one who picked up those 2 technical fouls. And even talking to Coach Trent May earlier today, he was still incredulous about those 2. Kennedy, obviously a terrific person as well as player for the Crimson Storm. And the officials at the game had said that it was something that she said that drew the 2 technicals on 2 separate occasions, but they never actually told Coach May what was said, which only added to his disbelief in the validity of the technical fouls. But looks like the officials are checking for, maybe a flagrant here for a high elbow as Gillette was spinning into Brown there in front of the SNU bench. Warren just checked in for Brown at the dead ball. And J.C. Soap also in the game for SNU right now.
It didn't look like it was too flagrant of an elbow thrown. Sometimes when you don't see the defender, elbows can get thrown around a little bit, but it looked like a basketball move, and I guess that's what they're trying to decide here.
The officials are done at the monitor. Now we'll huddle to decide the fate here. While we do that, quick scoreboard check. Southeastern trying to hang on. 81-75 with 25 seconds to go in Weatherford. Southwestern can force a tie at the top with a win. Northwestern up 87-71 with 2.5 minutes to go on Arkansas Tech. And it looks like nothing coming on Kennedy Gillette. So good news for the Crimson Storm. Southeastern up by 11 with 7 minutes to go against Henderson State. So back to action here. SNU basketball, 27 seconds on the shot clock and a 7-point lead with 8:45 to play. So finds Gillette. Left elbow turnaround jumper is pure. Kennedy Gillette now with 14 points this evening. A terrific all-around game from her. Shaver, left corner 3 is on the way. No good. Brinkley has the rebound tapped out of her hand, and she saves it. Nope. She stepped on the end line trying to save it off of Soap, and it goes out of bounds to the Crimson Storm. So Gillette will inbound on the baseline for SNU. Gets it into Jones. She runs away from pressure and is run over from behind by Tiara Cook. Be the second foul on the Mule Riders and the second on Cook.
Team foul number 2.
Gillette gets it into Jones, and minimal pressure coming from the Mule Riders here. She crosses half court. Working on Ariana Gwynn. Soap drives by Cook all the way to the basket, puts it up, and gets it to roll home. Strong drive there by J.C. Soap. She's got 12. And the lead back to 11 for the Crimson Storm. Brinkley, straightaway three-pointer on the way, and good. Big response there from the Mule Riders. Brinkley now into double figures with 10. She's the first Southern Arkansas player to hit that mark tonight. Lead pass up ahead to Garcia, too strong. And Massey Beard commits the foul, crashing the offensive glass. Excellent look from Soap, but Garcia went in a little too hot and threw the ball hard off the backboard there. Kennard and Kizzy Young back in for Southern Arkansas as Gwynn and Cook take a seat.
Kesey Young back in for the Mule Riders, along with Kamira Shaver.
Bernard will bring it across the timeline for the Mule Riders. Drive right in, runs over Massey Beard, lost the basketball out of bounds, and a turnover for Southern Arkansas. Massey Beard's drawn 9 charges this year and 30 in her SNU career. SNU quickly breaks the press. 2-on-1 break. So bounce over to Beard. Steps around Shaver. Hits the underside of the rim with the shot, but a foul coming up on the Mule Riders. Foul's going to be on Young. That'll be her third. 2 shots coming for Massey Beard, who's 8 for 12 at the line this season. First free throw is on the way and good from Beard, the sophomore from Calumet, Oklahoma, just down the road outside of El Reno. She went to El Reno High School for her high school days. And she goes 2 for 2 at the line here. She's got 6 points. It's been an interesting year for Massey Reed, the backup post a year ago, but with Garcia in the fold this year, her minutes have gone down drastically, but she always brings 100% effort.
Yeah, that's what you like to see. You can't control how much you're going to play, but when you do play, it's good to see you play hard.
Shaver trying to get it in to Young. She gets away from Beard on the entry pass and lays it in for 2. Good defense from Beard, but just unable to come up with that loose ball. Jones, long lead pass for Soap. Is shut down there by Brinkley. She gets it up top to Gillette. Soap drives past Brinkley. Doesn't like the look on the baseline. Gives it up top to Jones with 15 on the shot clock. Jones holding. Goes behind the Garcia pick. Young there for the challenge. Garcia shovels over to Beard. 1 dribble. Hit the underside of the rim with it. And here comes Shaver. 3-on-2 break. Young, floater over Garcia. Rolls home off the back iron, and it's a 6-point game with 6:30 to play. Garcia doubled. Gives it to Gillette. Now Jones. Crosses half court. Runs away from pressure. Soap behind the Garcia pick. Now dumps it down to her on the baseline. She'll drive. Kick out to Jones. Top of the key. Soap. 3-pointer on the way. Barely hits iron. Garcia reverse layup on the offensive rebound's no good. Gillette another offensive rebound. Missed it. Gets it back and puts it in. Kennedy Gillette all over the boards tonight. She's got 16, and the SNU lead is 8. Gwynn, wild shots, no good, and a foul on the floor here on the Crimson Storm as Young got between Garcia and Beard for the offensive rebound. Foul's going to be on Massey Beard. Excuse me, they're going to give the foul to Kennedy Gillette, who didn't look like she was anywhere close to the play, but only her second foul, second team foul on the Storm. Beard will check out as Nehus is back in. Diamond Morris back in for Southern Arkansas along with Alyssa Crace. Morris's pass is kicked by Soap, and it'll be Southern Arkansas ball on the sideline with a fresh 20. 5:39 to go. SNU lead is 8, 56-48. Gwynn nearly had that ball go into the backcourt, but retrieved it. She'll work over to the right wing, getting instructions from Coach Adam Collins. Now on the wing, Kennard. The pass deflected and stolen by Gillette. Over to Jones. She'll go in all the way. Left-hand layup is good. Kennedy Gillette with 5 steals tonight. Long lead pass for Young. She steps around Nehus and Garcia, and a foul is going to be called. We'll see who they get. It's going to be on Nehus, her second, so Kizzy Young at the line for 2 free throws. 7 points tonight, 1 for 2 at the line. First free throw is up and in. One more here for Young. Missed it off the back iron. Nehus tracks down the rebound. Gillette quickly doubled, gives it over to Soap, finds Jones right in the middle of the court. 3-on-1 break. Bounce pass over to Garcia, goes off the leg of Crace. Gwynn inside, shot off the irons, no good. Nehus has it. She's triple teamed, looking for help, fires it ahead to Soap. Now SNU with numbers the other way. Soap steps around Crace, off the glass, no good. Garcia offensive rebound, missed it. Gillette another offensive rebound and put back. Gillette there every time it seems here tonight. Morris run off the line by Garcia, floater over Nehus, in and out, no good. Garcia has the miss. Jones tripped from behind by Kennard. And that'll be the fourth on Fatara Kennard and bring us to our final media timeout. 4:27 to play here at the Sawyer Center. SNU leading 60-49. We'll be right back after this here on Crossover Radio Sports. Welcome back to the Sawyer Center, 4:27 to play. As SNU leads by 11, 60-49. Crimson Storm on a quick 6-1 burst here. Some final scores across the conference. Northwestern knocks off Arkansas Tech 92-76. Bailey Brown, a monster game, 36 points, 19 rebounds for the junior. SWASU takes down Harding 83-75 to force a two-way tie at the top for now. And we'll get the rest as we're back to action. Soap holding right wing. Steps up to the three-point line, gives it over to Alexis Jones. Now Gillette in the corner. She'll drive baseline, shut off there. Back in the corner. Gillette, three-pointer on the way. Off the front iron, no good. And Cook has the miss. Hill racing the other way with it for Southern Arkansas. Jones got her hand in the passing lane. Nice break on the ball there. Like Josh Jordan breaking on a pass there in the open field. Hill finds Shaver in the corner, and that pass stolen by J.C. Soap, and she gets it up ahead to Gillette. 2-on-2 break. She stops, waits for traffic to clear, gives it back to Jones, goes in with the left hand, too strong, but a foul from behind. Going on Tiara Cook. That will be her third, and the 15th foul on the Mule Riders with 3:47 to play. So again, Southwestern has knocked off Harding tonight, 83-75. So right now, Harding and SWASU tied at the top of the conference at 15-6. Monticello wins over Oklahoma Baptist 67-50. So they move to 13-8 in conference as Jones hits the first free throw. East Central has knocked off Ouachita. Doesn't affect the standings, but it does mean a fifth straight win for the Tigers. And Southeastern looks like they're going to knock off Henderson State 90-76. Jones goes 2 for 2. The lead is 13, which ties the largest margin for SNU tonight. So from SNU's seeding perspective, the night could not have gone much better thus far. Gwynn, driving kick. Morris corrals the tipped pass. But the most important game here has SNU leading by 13 with 3:35 to play. Gwynn bumped into the baseline by Nehus, and the foul going on Abby will be her second. Excuse me, her third, fourth team foul on the Crimson Storm. Pass comes up top to Shaver. Step back three-pointer over Gillette is good. And a timeout called by Adam Collins. So it knocks it down to a 10-point game with 3:32 to play. Be a 30-second timeout here, so we will keep it here. So barring a miracle here from Henderson State, we're going to have a three-way tie at the top at 15-6. And Henderson State, Arkansas Tech, Arkansas Monticello, and SNU in the 4 through 7 slots could all be tied at 13-8 if SNU is able to hold on here with 3:30 to play. Still a tall order given Southern Arkansas's style of play. So plenty of time to go here. But just a wild setup for the seeding on the women's side, only getting cloudier by the minute. Gillette inbounding for the Crimson Storm in the backcourt. And she fires it up ahead to Soap. Goes right at Cook. Too strong. Nihu's there, offensive rebound. And she puts it back in with the left hand. Her first field goal of the night to go along with 8 rebounds. Gwynn leaves it for the trailing Crace. That pass tipped and stolen by Soap. Another turnover for the Mule Riders, their 22nd of the night. SNU sitting on 18 themselves. With 3 minutes to play, SNU leads by 12. Soap all the way to the bucket. A lot of contact there. The ball somehow rolled out and then goes off of Garcia's foot out of bounds. Not sure how that ball fell out of the rim there, Reed. It was pretty much all the way down and then somehow popped back out.
Tough luck, but SNU has a 12-point lead here of 2:55 left. If they continue to play defense the way they have, they should have a great chance to win this game.
Long pass ahead for Warren, who's back into the game. Finds Kennard. Right wing three-pointer is on the way and no good. Rebound fought for. Nehus brings it down. Up to Soap. Up to Jones. Into the front court. All the way down the lane. Layup off the back iron, no good. Garcia has the rebound in amongst everyone. Tried to force it out. Tipped away by Kennard, and Gwynn coming the other way. Gwynn pulls up on the run. Missed the shot badly. Garcia flying in, trying to take the rebound away from Young. Instead tips it out of bounds with 2:25 to play. Still 64-52, SNU with the lead.
If you're SNU, once you break the press, there's no need to take a quick shot. Time is on your side here. I would pull the ball out and chew some clock and get a greater look then, but there's no need to rush anything on the offensive end.
Kennard inbounding it, sends it up top to Warren. Now kicks it back out to Gwynn. Gwynn drives in, spins away from the double team and lays it in for 2. Jones went out to the perimeter. Soap bumped, but gets it back to Gillette. Now Gwynn rips across Gillette, and a blocking foul going on Fatara Kennard, and that's going to be number 5 on Kennard. And Kennedy Gillette going back to the line for free throws. Big moment there as she got caught in no man's land in front of Kennedy Gillette and was unable to get her feet set in time. So Fatara Kennard fouls out with 2 points and just a single steal. Just the 7th time this year that she's had less than 2 steals. Gillette leaves the first free throw short. SNU now 15 of 27 from the line. Gillette 4 of 7 herself. Missed them both. And the struggles at the line continue for the Crimson Storm, but still a 10-point lead with 2 minutes to play. Young finds herself wide open, and Garcia late coming across, commits the foul. So Kizzy Young to the line for 2 free throws with 1:59 to play. And Massey Beard will check in for her, as that was Garcia's 4th foul. So Young at the line for 2 free throws. She's 2 for 4 tonight. Knocks down the first one. Still a lot of time left in this game, especially when you consider SNU's struggles at the foul line tonight, 15 of 28. Young goes 2 for 2. Maggie Evans checking in for Kylie Warren. So an 8-point game, 64-56, 1:59 to play. Gillette working it up against somewhat minimal pressure here. Double teams comes. Gwynn hits the deck. Jones splits a double team. Manages to hang on to it. And SNU able to run some clock here on this possession. Jones drives right. Shut off there. Soap with it. 7 on the clock. Dumps it down low to Beard. Beard spinning. Kick out Jones. Going to have to hurry, but she traveled before she was able to put the ball on the deck. All in all, not the worst possession for SNU as it was able to burn a full shot clock off the clock. So 1:29 to play now with an 8-point lead, 64-56. SNU 6 of 17 here in the fourth quarter. They have 15 offensive rebounds tonight, doing that to the number 1 offensive rebounding team in the conference. Southern Arkansas just 5 tonight. They came in averaging 18.7. Gwynn drives, double teamed, and throws it out of bounds. Excellent help defense from Massey Beard. And Abby Nehus with the seal as well. 1:14 to play. Evans and Cook back in. Brinkley and Warren take a seat as we go offense for defense here for the Mule Riders. Gillette gets it into Jones. Fires it up ahead to Soap on a lead pass. Bounce pass over to Nehus, and she lays it in with the left hand with 1:07 to play. Lead back to 10 for the Crimson Storm. Southern Arkansas going to have to hurry at this point. Gwynn driving kick. Evans drives, sends it back out to Gwynn. Gwynn in the paint, floater over Nehus off the back iron, no good. Young, the offensive rebound. It's stolen by Beard. Behind the back save to Soap. 3-on-1. Soap fakes the pass. Reverse layup is good. Long lead pass stolen by Nehus. She's trapped on the sidelines, grabbed and fouled by Evans with 34.3 seconds to go. What a wild, frenetic finish here it's going to be. So Nehus at the line looking to put this one away. 68-56, our score. She knocks down the first. One more coming here with 34.3 seconds to go, and Reed SNU has made all the plays when they've needed to.
Yeah, they've done an excellent job on the defensive end and have had key offensive moments, and it looks like they've had just enough to hold on and get a win here at home.
Entry pass to Young, kick back out Hill in the corner. Warren fires up a three-pointer from there. It's off the back iron, no good. Rebound fought forward, and Beard comes up with it with 15 seconds to go. Leaves it back for Gillette. And Jones up ahead to Soap, and that's going to do it. As Jones fumbles it away and then commits a foul on Warren. That'll be the 5th team foul on the Crimson Storm, so Kylie Warren to the line with 6 seconds to go, but SNU going to move to 16-9 overall, 13-8 in conference play, snaps a 3-game losing streak and a 4 losses in 5 stretch, but most importantly keeps pace in a very crowded Great American Conference. Southeastern finished off Henderson State. So right now the standings are Southwestern, Harding, Southeastern all tied at top the conference at 15-6. Henderson State, Arkansas Tech, Monticello, and SNU are all going to be tied at 13-8. And Southern Arkansas now firmly and officially locked into the 8th seed at 10-11 in conference. Warren goes 1 for 2. And the final seconds are going to tick off here as the ball ends up in Neferleon's hands, and a huge win for the Crimson Storm as they take down Southern Arkansas tonight, 69-57, defending home court, where SNU came into tonight 9-1, and Reed, it's always good to be home.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Coming after a tough little stretch on the road. It's always good to come home and play in front of your home crowd and have some success. So that's exactly what SNU did tonight, and they were able to accomplish that and get a win.
21 turnovers tonight for SNU, 25 for Southern Arkansas, but read the big difference tonight, the rebounding. SNU 43-30 on the boards and 15-6 on the offensive glass.
Yeah, they did a great job of using their size. You thought that they might have had a chance to do that with Southern Arkansas, who's a little undersized, and they like to play fast. But SNU did a great job of getting extra bodies around the rim, and were able to capitalize on those and get some second chance points.
Probably the most incredible stat, just given SNU's success at the three-point line this year. They certainly haven't, made a ton of threes like the SNU men have this year, but they've been one of the top three-point shooting teams in the conference all season long, and one of the top three-point shooting teams in the country for much of the season. They've shot just 13.5% from three their last 4 games, 1 of 11 tonight, but they still came out with a win tonight, and that, I think, is a massive statement for this team.
Yeah, it's really good. You want to be a versatile team, so obviously when you can knock down a three, that's great, but how are you going to respond when the threes aren't falling? Are you going to be able to win games like this? And they showed you exactly that tonight, that if their shots aren't falling from outside, they have other ways they can win, and that's what they did today.
So SNU goes 48 points in the paint tonight to get the win. And we'll go ahead and be joined by Emily Monahan here, and we'll get her in here to get her thoughts on tonight's game. SNU 42.5% from the field tonight, 1 of 11 from 3, 16 of 30 from the foul line, but won the battle in the paint 48-22. And took care of business tonight against Southern Arkansas. And we are joined now by freshman guard Emily Monahan of Melbourne, Australia. Emily, fantastic game for you guys tonight. You were all over the place defensively. What was tonight's win like for you guys?
Oh, it's just so good to get the win because we lost last time to them. So getting the win today was just such we handled the ball well, we rebounded, we got our steals, we played our style of basketball, so it was really good.
You guys also controlled the backboards, 15 offensive rebounds for you guys, turning into 13 second chance points. What was the emphasis in practice this week with you guys coming off a tough loss to Arkansas Tech, coming in having lost 3 in a row in 4 of 5? Really an opportunity for you guys to kind of shut it down a little bit, but you guys really responded tonight. How was practice like this week?
Well, practice he just really emphasized boxing out, because last time we let them go on our steals and rebounds, they dominated, but he just really emphasized they're gonna press us, so the pressure, don't give into it, and just again play our style of basketball and run.
And Emily, 14 minutes for you tonight, 15 on Saturday against Arkansas Tech. Just 14 minutes total for the season before that game. What has your freshman year been like waiting for these opportunities?
Well, no matter what, I'm always there for my team. So when I'm on the bench, I was really trying to get into the game that way. The opportunity was there, so I just kind of took it because Sonia. But yeah, it's been great.
Now, you're from Australia, in case people couldn't tell from the accent there. She doesn't just do that for fun, I promise.
Just the attention.
So how did you end up here at SNU? It's our first time talking to you, so it kind of becomes a get-to-know you here on your first go-round. So how did you end up here at SNU?
So I just got recruited by Cooper, and it was just through that. And I was talking to other schools, but this one just I came here and I knew I wanted to go here, so it's just been really great with the coaches and all that. The accent. Mum said that my accent's kind of, I said,
going away?
Yeah. So
is she worried about that?
I don't know, but maybe I put it on when I talk to her or something. But yeah.
Yeah. But Emily, how would you describe your game? Obviously, the past 2 games you've shown a tremendous amount of energy on the court, just flying around everywhere. How would you describe your game to somebody?
I feel like I'm just a big-time energy player, so when I go on, I want to do all the 1% things that I can. If my shot's not dropping, I want to try and rebound or try and get on the loose ball. So I think maybe hustling. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it.
And Emily, one more final game here at home for you guys on Saturday against Arkansas Monticello, another team that you guys lost to. How important is it for you guys to be finishing the season here at home to get some more momentum going into Bartlesville?
Well, it's an important game. Every game's important. We just look to one game at a time. So now we were focusing on this game, but now we're going to focus on this one. And I just really want to win it for our seniors, like Mimi, Kai, Addison, Irene. Like, I just really want to win it for them. So it would be good to get a win to good momentum.
Emily, congratulations on a big win and a big night for you. We'll step aside shortly and come back with SNU head coach Trip May right after this here on the SNU Video Network. And we're joined now by SNU head coach Trent May after SNU's 69-57 win over Southern Arkansas. And coach, you guys really wanted that one, really needed that one to build some momentum here in the last week of the regular season. How did that feel for you guys?
You needed and big at the same time, like you said. Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, it's still, there's a lot of things that you can, that you want to go differently. But I just love how we really stayed together, and just in the eyes that every girl on the floor tonight, they just knew that what they were capable of and what they wanted to do. We talked about believe, the last couple of days, and they really followed through with that. There's some rough patches through there, but they just weathered the storm and just kept fighting, kept being aggressive, kept attacking. It's like you look at defenses that swarm and do the things that they do and press and trap at random times, and and for us, it's like, well, what are we good at? What's something that, that's their attacking defense. What are we also good at? And sometimes it's just being in the right spot at the right time. It's anticipating, balls in the air that you can go get on your hands on as well. So we did a really good job at a lot of things tonight. And, and there was, some vast improvements in some things and great minutes played by some, you had Emily up here, which is, if her parents are listening and watching, I didn't say I was the smartest coach, but, it's great that it's players like that at this time of the year who haven't gotten a lot of time in the regular season yet. They keep battling day in and day out. They never wear their emotions as far as like, woe is me, I'm not playing. She just kept battling, and it's it's one of those things I got to look at and go, probably maybe should have used that energy earlier in the year, but I didn't, and here we are. But thankful of just how hard she's playing on the floor. So it's moments like that is also contagious, because sometimes the basketball year is long and we'll never apologize for that. But when you have players who could come in and provide energy and a spark for other players to go, hey, look, I'm right here with you. I'm another spark and another addition that's going to help. And she did tonight. And so it was a great team effort, and there was a lot of good things about what we did tonight.
Two stats that stand out to me on the sheet here: 6 offensive rebounds for Southern Arkansas. They came in averaging nearly 19, and then 30 points off 25 Southern Arkansas turnovers. You talked about the controllables for the past couple games, and it seemed like your squad did a great job of that, keeping a cool head on those fast breaks, turning those steals into points.
We did a great job on the boards. We did a great job. I thought we did. I mean, we had more offensive rebounds at their place than they did, and they're really good off, like you said, really, by stats, really good offensive rebounding team, and so there was a lot of toughs tonight. There was a lot of times where we really made contact on the body, and then we went and got that ball and pursued it and went and got it at its highest point, which is important. If you're being a good rebounder, to go get that ball at its highest point and come down, chin it, chin and check, and and be able to square up, and so we did a really good job. They're really good at also trapping off the rebound. So a couple moments that we turned it over off those things, but the majority of the time we did a good job, and we kept them at bay and didn't give them, if you're going to give them, points off turnovers, don't give them points off turnovers and second chance points. And so we did a really good job, again, with that, obviously, and just really controlled the boards, and we got a lot of offensive rebounds ourselves. And so, just pluses that, you can build on, because, again, the conference tournament this year, which is a week from today, I believe, that starts.
Yep.
There's nothing about any. I believe 1 through 8. These teams have it. It's going to be a dogfight. The entire 1 and 8 is going to be a tough game. 2 and 7. 3 and 6, 4 and 5. Those are going to be really tough basketball games, and I wouldn't bet on anybody. But don't count us out. Just don't do it. Don't do it. When we put it together, man, we're a really good basketball team, and we haven't ran zone all year, and tonight the girls did a phenomenal job. Coach even said something afterwards about it. He goes, we didn't see that coming, and you guys ran it really well. And so it's just one of those things that give the girls credit for really buying into it and moving so well in it.
Well, if he and his team were as confused as we were up here as far as identifying the exact nature of it, I can see why they had so much trouble with it. Any light you can shed on that decision and what exactly it was? Because it looked very kind of multiple, maybe a little 1-2-2, but hard to tell exactly.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, we could have and maybe should have had a tough man. We're the number 1 defensive team in the conference for a reason, and that's been our man-to-man defense. And and so we just had to practice instead of harping on it once again, because even though it's good, we haven't played our best, by any means on the defensive side of the ball. We still have a lot of breakdowns at the wrong times, and so we were going to get back at it. And I just said, listen, let's just work on some 3-2 zone, because it might save our players' legs a little bit, and it's a day we can work on it, where they're expecting to work on defense for an hour, and and all the drills we do with that that they're not fans of. It's just one of those things, you give them a little break and have their minds on something completely different, where it's almost, okay, this is new, and it's not the same old. Well, we did, sometimes you also want to run it at the correct time, and, you only know that as if it works, and it did tonight. There's other games where we thought about running it, but, again, those, the score comes into play, the personnel comes into play, and what the other team's doing comes into play. And so, but we felt like today would be a good reason. But when we put it in 2 weeks ago, it was for tonight, to be honest. It was for, building up so we could have a chance to work on it a little bit every day in case we needed it. So it's not one of the things you want to work on right before a game. And so we've been working on it for about 2 weeks. And, again, give the girls credit for, again, buying in and making sure they were in the right spots and, and doing a really good job from it. And also rebounding out of it as well. So that's also another gamble. When they're a really good offensive rebounding team, you really, it's like you got to be great boxing out in the zone, and our girls were.
And last but not least, you guys, tons of deflections tonight. You ended up with 15 steals. Kennedy with 6 steals. She was all over the place tonight with 18 points, 9 rebounds, several of those on the offensive end. She kind of seems to be the epitome of your team out there. Just all the hustle, doing whatever it takes. And then JC, 14 points, but missed all 5 of her threes, but did not let that get her down, and she came out there with 5 steals as well.
And that's the thing right now. That girl she's a 3-point shooter, one of the best in the conference, and it has been a drought. But lately, that girl, that's the cool thing about, being watching players and how they really develop and how they mature in the course of a season. She's not fazed by it. She's not wearing it on her sleeve. She's not, again, holding her head down. She's finding other ways, and I don't know how many steals she ended up with. She had 3 at half.
Ended up with 5.
5 steals, 14 points, no threes. That's a great game. I don't know how many rebounds as well. I didn't let them look, but
3.
But that's a solid game, and that's the part about going for all the basketball players out there. If your shot's not going, what else are you? Are you just a shooter? Because that's a pig player in my book. Are you just a pig player, or can you play the game of basketball? And JC, Kennedy both can play the game of basketball.
Absolutely. Final regular season game on Saturday against Arkansas Monticello, another team that had your number at their place. What's going to have to be different on Saturday to get the win against the Cotton Blossoms?
Well, the good thing is you take tonight, you take the momentum from that, and the feeling good. Like, okay, we're back in sync. We've won a game, and and it's feeling good about what you've done when Sonia goes out, and it's like, hey, we're still a pretty good basketball team. You lose a player, the next one steps up, and so. I think from that, I think that there's going to be a lot of, good vibes, and obviously, some excited eyes tomorrow, because that win, I think they'll be ready to go. They know it's senior night. They know it's the last regular season game. That's the only game you're guaranteed is regular season games. You're not guaranteed to go to the conference tournament. So thankfully, we've already done that work but tomorrow still it's the last of everything that we've worked hard for the year, and so hopefully we put a good plan together tomorrow and make sure that that we're just all guns blazing for the last regular season game, because next week's a different season. Conference tournaments are different seasons, and it's not the same, and there's anything can happen at any time, so we'll just go and make sure that we know what we can control on Saturday and do that.
Absolutely. Coach, congratulations on the big win tonight. We look forward to seeing you on Saturday. We'll step aside for a quick break and come back with the start of the men's game here on Crossover Radio Sports and the SNU Video Network.